Welcome to GridWorks, where we take a look at some featured downloads and mods available to sim racers. This episode will feature a custom force feedback file that I've been trying out in AMS2. As a longtime default force feedback user in AMS2, I was really reluctant to try a custom force feedback file just because of the old rule, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But after a recent video by Matt at the Sim Racers Arms, he highlighted a group of custom force feedback files by Danielkart, and I downloaded the specific one here, the V500 file 6. This one is designed for bases running forces from 12 to 13 Newton meters, and that was what I was running in my other profile when I was using the default force feedback, kind of roughly around 12 to 15 Newton meters. What this file tells you to do is to set everything off, and it does all the work for you as far as damping and friction, inertia, etc. go. However, I did find that I had to increase the static force reduction to 20%. And what that did is takes away the harsh sort of steady force around corners that I was experiencing in some car and track combos, where the wheel just is fully weighted and you lose a little bit of detail mid-corner. So that's why I put that back up, and that seems to have taken care of that issue. The other problem I had was that with the slew rate off, going over curbs, I was feeling like I was driving over a pile of rocks. So what I did here is use Reiza's suggestion to lower the slew rate down to a lower amount, and now I feel like I have a rubber tire going over the curbing, and it feels a lot better. So I put that at 0.20 here in the True Drive profile I'm using with this custom force feedback file. So let's head out onto the track, and we'll talk about a little bit what I'm feeling with this custom force feedback file and why I think maybe I'll stick with it going forward.
The track temp is 42. The air temp is 31 Celsius. 10th position. 2 laps. Let's make them count. Get ready. Keep your nose clean. Green, green, green.
All right, welcome to Jerez. We're at the Moto layout in the Formula Junior to test out and talk about the custom force feedback file a little bit and what advantages it might have over the default force feedback in AMS2 as we get tagged from the back a little bit by the AI. And that was kind of a good example of what I want to discuss. And it's the fact that the wheel rotation is more progressive. And when the wheel wants to return back to center, it's not as dramatic or overly emphasized like it can be on the default force feedback.
On your left. Hold your line. Clear left.
What I find is that in the previous setup I was using, I was making a lot more inputs with the steering wheel.
On your right.
And corrections that were probably not
Still
required. Like right through that hairpin there, I barely had to touch the steering wheel at all, and I could almost use my feet more. Well, I could use my feet more to control the corner entry and exit.
Left side.
Tapping the brake to get the nose turned in, and then back on the throttle to continue the rotation of the vehicle around the corner. But meanwhile, not having to saw away at the wheel or make a massive amount of micro corrections
Car right.
throughout the lap.
Clear right. On your right.
You can feel when the traction is right at the edge.
Clear right.
We're going to be too far there. Oh, he just kept it on. But we're really driving it to the edge of the track there. Whoops, tapped from behind. Again, a collision with the AI and a tag from the back might have resulted in a lot more oscillation of the wheel or an overreaction by the default force feedback.
All right, Kevin. Halfway home. Fuel looks good. E4.
Whereas the custom force feedback file here is much more progressive in how the wheel wants to return to center. As we tap the brakes again to try to get that nose around that right-hander. early, trying to get on the throttle out of these corners.
Left side. Still there.
And just a small sample size, but I've had some really good luck around some of the time trial leaderboards using the custom force feedback file, and I'm able to put together my faster lap times in less time than I was able to with the default force feedback, and in such a way that I don't feel like I'm kind of guessing. Admittedly, on previous time trials, I've put together a really good lap time, but I come away feeling like I can't really repeat that lap time, and it might have been just a bit of luck that got me that result. Whereas with the custom force feedback file, I'm able to set a fast lap time and then go ahead and set an even faster lap time until I basically have pretty much maxed out what I feel like I can do, but I can continue to repeat that same lap time in a consistent fashion, which is great. So I think I'll be sticking with the custom force feedback file. Let me know in the comments if you've had any experience with these files yourselves, advantages and disadvantages to them. But as a former proponent of the default force feedback in AMS2, I think I can safely say I've been a bit of a convert.
Well done, Kevin. Great drive. That's a podium.
And I look forward to testing out more combinations with this new force feedback feeling I'm getting through AMS2. All right, well, I'll leave a link to Matt at the Sim Racers Arms original video discussing the custom force feedback he uses, as well as a link to the Reiza forums where you can go take a look at these different files. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.